Well, I've already been out and scoped a sunrise tour at 5 o'clock this morning. Went home, had breakfast, rushed back out again, and here we are. Look at this gorgeous morning. So if anyone has done this tour with me, you probably noticed that I'm taking a slightly different route, because the last 2 times I did this tour, I reached one particular point on the route and the signal dropped out completely. So we're not going there again. So who have I got with me this morning? Hi Diane, Smiler, I don't think we've met before. Sandy, good morning. Elise, Cheryl, is it Sin or Chin? Good morning. Karen, Kimberly, Ava, Una, good morning. Lots of names I recognise. Hi Anna, hi Peter, and good morning Chloe. So we've got just under 2 minutes before we officially start. What I'll do is, normally I go, there's a street behind me, I normally take that road and go past a couple of old 1950s style motels, which are the closest and cheapest accommodation apart from this 5-star resort. So this time I'm going to go along this road, and if there's any impact on the signal, we're going to hightail it out of here. But I think we'll be okay. Good morning, Kathy and Virginia. Hi, how's everyone going this morning? All right. So we're walking along the perimeter of this luxury 5-star resort, and we can't see into it at this point, but we're going to come in through their grounds and have a look at how lovely it is. Hi Maggie. Hi Tatiana. It's been quite brisk the last couple of days. We've had snow on the west slopes of the ranges, which has really brought the temperatures down in the Blue Mountains, but it's shaping up to be an absolutely gorgeous day today. So yeah, we're going to go through Lilianfels and out the other side. Good morning, Renee. Hi, Tom. And hi, Bronwyn. All right, 17 seconds before we start, I just want to get up here to Echoes. Some tree roots through the pavement here, making it tricky. Okay, let's turn the camera around here. So good morning, everybody. Hi, welcome. Anyone who hasn't met me before, my name's Lynn. I am located in the Blue Mountains, just to the west of Sydney. At this point here in Katoomba, we're around about 95 kilometres to the west of Sydney, and we're at an elevation just under 1,000 metres. Yeah, hi Renee. I have a lot to do, but this is so beautiful. I had to join you. Thank you so much. It is lovely, and we're going over to the Three Sisters, of course. Anyone in Australia probably knows the Three Sisters, one of our most famous landmarks, natural rock formation. But before we begin this morning, I'd just like to acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Darug and Gundungurra people, and pay respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. Alrighty, so let's turn this camera around. We've just reached Echoes, which is this lovely little boutique hotel and formerly the home of Thomas Keneally, the author who wrote Schindler's Ark, on which the movie Schindler's List was based. So what I'm going to do is just very quickly show you what this lovely boutique hotel looks like in the front of their grounds and looking in through their foyer. So it was built in, I think it was 1999, as the official mountains retreat for Thomas Keneally. And it's really rather lovely. We have this lovely fountain here in the, what do you call this? It's in the driveway, the car park, basically. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Daisy. So If you can afford it, this is a lovely place to stay, and it has the most magnificent view overlooking the Jamison Valley. Just lovely. Really pretty. And of course, if you do come to Australia, be sure to get in touch, because you never know, we might be able to catch up. Let me just turn this around for you. Actually, I'll go in there. Look at this. The signal really doesn't like being over this side here. Oops, just run into the bushes. Why don't you, Lynn? All right, so Ava says we have a Blue Mountains area near Toronto. The Blue Mountains equals hosts of recreational activities for all the skiing season skiing. You're in Toronto as well, Kimberly. Lovely. And are you saying you're coming here? You're coming to the Blue Mountains? Well, okay. Get in touch, please. Hi, Camillo. Hi, Laurel. And hi, Gwen. And I know we're getting the reflections off the glass at the moment. I'll see if we can get just a little sneaky peek. The staff probably won't like me doing this, but here we go. So that's the Echoes Hotel. It's part of the escarpment group, which also includes Lilianfels. Now, Lilianfels is a bigger resort. This one here. Going to Melbourne, then up to Sydney. Oh, excellent, Una. Well, you'll have to get in touch. So Lilianfels, this is the Lilianfels Hotel, another upmarket hotel, and also part of the escarpment group. And it was the former home of Sir Frederick Darley, who was the 6th Chief Magistrate of New South Wales. And he built himself a mountains retreat because he had a sickly daughter whose name was Lilian. She later died of tuberculosis. But this was the family's cool climate retreat to get away from the dust and the heat of Sydney. Okay, here's our first glimpse of the valley from the back of the Echoes Boutique Hotel. So we're looking out onto, first of all, the cliff line, the escarpment over here. On our right, that's Scenic World. And I have a tour coming up in a couple of weeks, which will encompass all of Scenic World, as well as a current exhibition called Dinosaurs in the Valley, and that's where we'll be starting out from. So that blue thing right in the middle, this is the top station, the main station for Scenic World. It has 3 main attractions. The blue one is Scenic Skyway, which is a cable car that crosses the valley and has a disappearing glass floor, so you can actually look between your feet down to the valley below. The angled section with the red on it is the top station for the Scenic Railway, and that's the steepest railway in the world. It takes you down into the valley, and that's where we're going to see dinosaurs. So keep an eye out for that tour. It's going to be pretty amazing. All right, so who have we got who's joined us? Jill, Sue, Annetta, Samantha, Louisa. Good morning, everybody. And I'm just showing the first glimpse of the Jamison Valley. Absolutely gorgeous morning this morning. And I love the shadows the clouds form on the valley below. Oh, thank you, Renee. All right, let's keep walking. I can see the signal jumping around a little bit, but we're doing okay. So this is the back of, back front, the valley side of the Lilianfels Hotel. The original house is just a little bit further on, and we're going to walk through the grounds. Oh, thank you, Renee. I love to do it. I really do. but it does come at a cost. It's not free by any means, and I'm always very grateful for everyone's generosity. And thanks for the follow, Anna. So this walk here is called Lady Darley Track, and it goes down to a lookout. But some of the tracks and trails and lookouts are currently under repair. We have had an awful lot of rain this year, and that has caused some significant damage to a lot of our tracks. So it's good to see that the national parks is actively repairing damage to the tracks for our safety. Let's have a look at the beautiful valley down below here and listen to the birds. Hi Tabitha, and hi Alina. I'm going to zoom in on here because it's a little bit tricky to see exactly what I'm seeing through the trees, but here we get to see part of the reason why it's called the Blue Mountains. It literally is blue. Look at it. It's lovely. And apparently the reason for that, there is a term for it which escapes me right at this point in time, but it's to do with the way that the light refracts on droplets of oil that have evaporated from the eucalyptus trees, creating the blue appearance of our beautiful Blue Mountains. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a sneaky here where, oh, hang on a second, looks like they might have closed it off. I normally duck in through the hedge here. Is it that one? Well, that's no good. They've cut off my access point. I can't get in. I'll have to find another way. But this is the lovely Darley's house, and we will go at least up the driveway and have a look at it because it's quite lovely. And we're going past Explorers Park here. This is one of the curiosities of the Blue Mountains. Back in the 1930s, I believe, someone thought it was a great idea to build fake caves. And this is one of them. It's made out of concrete over a what do you call it? Like chicken wire, a wire armature. And it's a picnic shelter. Yes, it is Bronwyn, isn't it? Very rude. Totally unnecessary. But here's Darley's house. It's now a restaurant attached to the hotel. Let me see if I can get it without that street sign in the way. But we'll get a better look at it a bit further around. Lovely old building, beautiful restaurant, out of my price range. Dream on. I'd love to go to dinner there one day. Just can't afford it. So as I said, this park is called Explorers Park, and there are 3 statues over to my right. And they depict the people who were involved in opening the way west. So we have the soldiers, the convicts, and the Indigenous people who were all part of this story of opening up the way to the west. And the sculptor who created this, his name is Terence Plowright, and it's actually called collectively the Road Builders Memorial. And I don't believe I've showed this before on a previous Echo Point tour. And they are based on actual people. Look at the expression in this guy's face. Good morning, Christine. Hi, Marie, and hi, Wendy. Convicts built our roads, but they kept them chained, kept them shackled. And I'm sure this is a familiar story. It's not unique to Australia. Much of our early infrastructure never would have been built without what in effect was slave labour. And this little plaque here explains who the people were that are depicted in the sculpture. So we have George Collis, one of the convicts, Paddy Leonard, another of the convicts, Oliver Trump, it's an interesting name, and two representatives of the Gundungurra people. And I don't really want to talk too much about George Collis. I've got an unfortunate association with that family's name, so I used to work for them. And that's all I'll say about that. Okay, let's go and see if we can see inside, find another way in and see the gardens inside. It's very inconvenient that they've done this to me, but we'll find another way. Or maybe we should have a vote. Should we head straight on to Echo Point and give Darley's a miss? Or should we find a way to get in there and have a little look at it? It'll take us about, I estimate, about 5 minutes. Here's another one of these picnic shelter caves. And is voting to go for it? All right, let's go. This will take us up through another part of the Lilianfels complex. So, of course, Lilianfels is named after the daughter, Lilian, and Fels is a German word for a high peak. Got these birdhouses in this tree here. And this is called Miss Lillian's Tea House. I don't know if they actually use these little rickshaw vehicles. I've never seen them around town, or whether they just form part of the landscape. Okay, up a few stairs. It's interesting to see it from a different viewpoint as well. I normally come down these stairs, so we're going up instead. Good morning, Beata. Have a look. Everyone's going for have a look. Excellent. There's an interesting modern building here, which is quite a juxtaposition against the Darleys, old Darley house. And I'm not sure what it is. It looks like it's on the property. Maybe it's a manager lives in there. So here's the lovely pool. And there's the Darleys, the old Darley house over here. We have this lovely formal garden that the house overlooks. There, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Hi, Laura and Luke. It's lovely, isn't it? So everyone, when you come to Australia, feel free to bring me here for dinner. I won't say no. You won't have any problem gaining agreement. I'll be like, yes, absolutely. So it was built in 1888. Una, and thanks for the follow, Sue. And really lovely gardens. And look at this. Isn't this a pretty spot to come and have your tea and scones up there on the grass? Thanks for the follow, Daisy. I better get out off the driveway. There's a car coming along here. Let me see. It's called Darleys, Renee. Darleys. There we go. The car's gone. Let's go. Okay, down to Echo Point. And since we've been down past Miss Lillian's tea house, I'll go out and along the road. And when you go there, Renee, tell me what it's like. I know some of my friends have been there for celebration dinners, and they've all loved it. Here we go, look. Some of you might want this. Okay. And look at the lavender. Wow, gosh. It's looking beautiful. It's a great place to come for high tea as well. Here we go. Come inside to relax. Enjoy our famous high teas. So you don't have to be a guest of the hotel to take advantage of some of the facilities that they offer. So, Una, if you are looking for a day trip to the Blue Mountains, it's really easy to come up here on a day trip. There's a train comes to Katoomba from the city. It takes about an hour and a half to get from Central Station to Katoomba Station. So it's quite easy to do Katoomba as a day trip. But I'd say if you can, stay a night. At least stay one night. It's so worth it. So we're approaching Echo Point, which has recently been redeveloped. You've chosen your menu. You've chosen your meal already, Kimberly. Excellent. What are you having? Oh, did I miss a question, Bronwyn? I'm sorry. Let me see. Someone asked how far we are from Sydney, did they? I totally missed that. I apologise. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat. But thank you to anyone who's answering any question that I happen to miss. More than happy for you to do that. Just be a little judicious about posting links, though, because they do tend to take up a lot of space in the chat. And then I do miss questions. All right, so this place on the right here... Oh, nearly tripped. This place on the right here is a restaurant, cafe, souvenir shop complex. And it's called The Lookout. It doesn't open till 10. That's kind of... that's it there. Oh, and at the moment it is coming up to 9 a.m, so it's not going to be open before we finish. I decided to come earlier this morning so that we get fewer people. The last couple of times it's been absolutely crawling with school groups. Okay, charred asparagus, roasted cauliflower, and lemon verbena cremo. Oh, that sounds good. And was it expensive, Kimberly? What did the prices look like? So here we are at Echo Point, and I understand that the reason it's called Echo Point is that if you try hard enough, and most of the school kids do, which is why the other reason why I decided to come at a time when they're not here, because they really like to test whether you do get an echo at this point. $145 per person for 3 courses. Yeah, that's a bit out of my price range. It does sound lovely, though. So we have what you might be able to see from here is these stones that have been placed along the path, and each one of them carries a quote from someone significant who has formed an opinion on seeing this area or this place. So, for instance, this one here appropriately is quoted from a person by the name of Betty Morindar in about 1870, and she was a Gundungurra woman. So there we go. And it basically, I'm not sure if I can read it. It basically just says the Valley of Falling Waters. So Katoomba, Godumba, or Godumba, different pronunciations for the one and the same place, but Katoomba is the one that's easiest on the anglicised way of speaking, but these are all different ways of saying the same place, the Valley of the Falling Waters. So Katoomba is one of the belief is that it means place of shining falling water. All right, so we get another aspect of the valley from here. Hi, Russ. And from this point, we get to see the lower platform. Now, let me see if there's a spot without the trees in the way where we can actually see it. Ah, yes, here we go. All right, so up the top there, the spot with the red that's angled up there is the top station for the scenic railway. And then down, let me see, it's a bit hard to see. Ooh, where are we? Hang on. Trying to line up with the camera and my eye where this is. I'm having trouble seeing it. The lower station is just down through there. Anyway, let me see if I can do this without the zoom, might be easier. So there is the lower station, that's the top station. So the scenic railway takes a 52-degree path through that rock chasm down to the lower station, down the bottom there. Steepest passenger train in the world, and we're going to be riding that. What date did I set for that? I think it's the 1st of December or 2nd of December I made that trip. So there we go. We'll start at the top, we'll take the train down to the bottom, then there's a boardwalk that goes down through the valley, and that's where the dinosaurs are going to be. So bring the kids. Love trains. Well, I've got a train tour on Sunday as well, so keep an eye out for that one as well, Kimberly, if you haven't spotted it already. So this one is from a reporter from the Sydney Gazette in 1815, and he says, the mountain terminates in abrupt precipices of immense depth, at the bottom of which is seen, I can't read that, again, as romantically beautiful as can be imagined. And then this is a Charles Darwin quote from 1836. So this is the last one I'll do. We'll take all day if I keep going through these. An immense gulf is unexpectedly seen through the trees. This kind of view was to me quite novel and extremely magnificent. So that's what Charles Darwin had to say. It's hard to see. It's just not the contrast is not good enough for a postcard, I'm afraid, so I'll leave that. Alrighty. So over on this side here, we have the Canangra Walls and Narrow Neck. Let's zoom in over here. It's lovely, Joyce, and we haven't seen the best bits yet. Also, next week I'm going to be doing the Katoomba Cascades Walk, which starts over there. and we get to see the lookouts around that side. Depending on whether they do a practice run, how early they do a practice run, we might get to see the scenic skyway across the valley that day as well, but from the lookouts. All right, and over here is what all the fuss is about. Here's where the real beauty, well, it's all beautiful, it's all stunning, I love it all. It's an amazing place. Not very many people here yet, which is lovely. Oh, I can see that my little muffler has come away from the microphone, so I apologise if you're getting a little bit of wind crackle. Alrighty, here they are, everybody. I wonder if I can... I'm worried that it's going to move. Sorry, I'm just trying to cover up that microphone. Bear with me, sorry about this. But there's a little bit of wind and I know it's going to cause crackle if I don't do something about it. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to be able to succeed in doing that. All right, so these are the three sisters of legend. And while I'm zoomed in, you might be able to see on the far left-hand side, there's a little bridge. We're going to get down quite close to that. We'll be able to look down onto it. But it is a very steep and narrow staircase. Last time we were here, my husband did it for me because it's rather treacherous, the stairs that go down to there. So we're not going to climb all the way down to that little bridge, but we will look down and we should be able to see it from where we're standing. So these, the three sisters, and then on the right of it is a smaller figure. In fact, there's two smaller outcrops, and it's believed that they were originally 5 outcrops, or possibly even 7. You can see the little ridges fall away to the side there. And there is a legend about the 7 Sisters of the Sky as an astronomical constellation in Aboriginal folklore. But the 3 that remain are known as Meeni, M-E-H-N-I, Meeni, Wimla, and Gunnidu. And one of the legends tells that there were 3 young women who fell in love with 3 young men from a different tribe or a different clan, but romance between the 2 clans was forbidden. So the 2 tribes went to war over the relationships. And to keep the 3 girls safe, the tribal medicine man turned them to stone with the intention of restoring them to their true selves once the battle was over. However, he was killed in the battle, and so here they remain in stone for perpetuity. That's one of the stories. I'll tell you the other one later on. Sort of look down onto these gorgeous tree ferns here. And this is the kind of view that you get through the floor in the scenic skyway, through a glass floor, 200 odd metres above the forest floor. Over to our right. Hi Brenda. Hi Joe. This is Mount Solitary. And it typifies what the entire Blue Mountains actually is. They're not mountains at all. I mean, the highest point is only 1,200 metres. In fact, it's a plateau. It's a tableland. And over here we have Mount Solitary, which is in fact a mesa. Largely sandstone, which has eroded over time. So if I show you this, and I'll point out some of the landmarks as well. So we have over in the distance over here is King's Tableland. And when I do my Lincoln's Rock tour, it's just around that, sorry, I'm zoomed in. That's better. It's just around behind that ridge there is where I do my Lincoln's Rock tour. getting a low battery warning. Hold on. So, hang on, just turn on my battery. There, that should be right now. Over in the distance over there is Mount Gibraltar, which is actually tucked in one of the dips on Mount Solitary. So if I zoom in there, you might be able to see there's another peak just showing its head through the gap there, and that's Mount Gibraltar down on the Southern Highlands, which is probably about 3 hours drive from here by road. Hi Joe. Hi Dee. Down in the valley here on the other side of Mount Solitary is the Cox's River, which flows into Warragamba Dam and forms part of the Sydney water supply. So that's kind of over there. All right, so what we're going to do now is, I hope I allowed an hour for this tour. I'm probably going to take an hour. So if we go over time, if I allowed 45 minutes, we're probably going to go an hour anyway. So just letting you know in advance. Hi, Mary Lou. How are you this morning? All right, so I always have trouble reading this one, but let me try and do my best, because it's something that shouldn't be ignored as we walk past it. And it basically says Dindingang or Dinbari, known as Dindingang to the Gundungurra people and as Dinbari to the Darug people. The Sisters is a constellation of stars and a creation story that has connected this part of Ngara. Ngara means country, to many other peoples and sacred places across this ancient land, now known as Australia, since the creation time. It is a story which calls into being these rivers, mountains, valleys and skies and everything that lives in them. As such, it is deeply sacred to the Gundungurra and Darug people. It is not a story of once was, but a story that every day breathes life into this place. And while we care for its water, land and sky and all of the beings that live in them, the story stays strong. The Gundungurra and Darug peoples welcome you to this special place and ask that you acknowledge, respect and appreciate its story and sacred beauty. And as I said, I think that's an important story that really needs to be acknowledged. This is not an actual ancient artwork, it's a recreation. Oh, there's someone asked the time. Bronwyn, you're doing really well answering on my behalf. Thank you. Hi, Pamela. Hi. Yeah, 9:06. That's exactly right. And it's Friday morning here. Thank you, Russ. And thank you for your generous support. So first of all, we'll go out to this lookout over here. Oh, excuse me again, while I nearly trip over. And this spot here, which is a new addition as part of the redevelopment, is a storytelling place. So school groups can come here and someone from National Parks will talk to them. And then over in behind, we have the three sisters in behind them. No, that's fine, Bronwyn, no problem at all. As I said, I sometimes watching where I put my feet and watching what's going on around me, and I don't catch absolutely everything. So I welcome you guys contributing to the conversation. This is the visitor centre up here, information centre, where you can pick up leaflets, information, and of course souvenirs. Oh look, we have a crimson rosella. just posing there for us. Look at you. Aren't you pretty? I get these guys in my backyard. They did a great job of... It's a noisy walkway. The ones that visited my backyard did a great job of eating all the grass seed that we throw out to try and get some grass to grow. And no, we put out plenty. There was plenty to spare. Ah, yes, the breeze has picked up as soon as we got here. Oh, black cockatoos. Let me see if I can get in on them. Oh, come on. That one just landed in a tree. Did you hear them? That's black cockatoos, and I saw two just very briefly in flight before they landed. Well, if we're lucky, we'll see them again as we walk down that path to the Three Sisters. And here they are, looking beautiful. Isn't it a gorgeous day? Hi, Terry. Hi, Anna. It's a crimson rosella, Rosella.
See you.
I love the way I think I mentioned it before, but I love the way the clouds leave shadows on the forest below. Oh, and we've got an artist over here. Good morning. Okay, let's hit the trail. And as I'm walking down past the visitor centre, I'll tell you the second legend. And you can tell me which one you think is resonates best with you. Kimberly, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Did I say something? Have a look at the forest down here. Oh, do you mean her headscarf? As in she's hiding her identity? Yeah, okay. Now I get you. All right, let's go up these stairs. How are we all doing so far? How's the sound been? Are we getting any of that wind crackle that I was worried about? So it looks like we've got the Blue Mountains Council is replacing the gardens. They dug out all the plants that were here in the gardens, and they must be replanting. Excellent. Thank you, Karen. All right, so this is the... Oh, they have to start up a chainsaw or a leaf blower or something. This is the start of the Prince Henry Cliff Walk. And there's a few other tracks that start at this point as well. The Prince Henry Cliff Walk actually hugs the cliff line all the way through to Wentworth Falls, I think. I've never actually taken it in its full length. When we first moved up here, we had small children. Oh, is there a problem now, Karen? Oh, sound was good before the leaf blower started up. Yeah, right. I'll get you. And this is also the start of a sculpture trail. So we're going to try and spot as many sculptures as we can as we walk along this path. So here's the first one, the lyrebird. And the lyrebird is relevant to my second story that I'm about to start telling you. So, and also we acknowledge that this is an Aboriginal place. Now, did anyone see the video I posted in the Down Unders group? And for anyone who's interested, Susanna and I manage a group called the Down Unders. Lyre, Joyce, Lyre, and that refers, I'll go back and show you. Oh, I just spotted a little fairy wren in this tree here. They're very tiny and very quick, and I don't think, no, he's gone. Sorry. That's one that's worth looking up, a little fairy wren. The reason it's called a lyrebird, Lyre, is the shape of its tail, as in the medieval musical instrument. And I posted a video in the Down Unders group. You might have heard recently, there's the lyrebird again. It's the symbol, forms a symbol for the National Parks logo. A couple of weeks ago, 5 lions escaped their enclosure at Taronga Zoo. Pretty sure it would have made headlines everywhere. There were kids actually having a roar and snore experience, which is where you sleep over at the zoo. So it was quite an exciting experience for them. They got a little bit more than they bargained for. Anyway, the video I shared in the Down Unders group, a lyrebird has picked up the evacuation call. So you can actually hear it. They are excellent mimics. They are absolutely brilliant mimics. They will mimic animals, birds, mechanical noises. They've been known to mimic the sound of a camera shutter or a mobile phone or chainsaws. So this bird heard the evacuation alarm going off, so the whoop, whoop, whoop. And then also in amongst that was the announcement, evacuate now. And in that video, you can hear it making that whoop, 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 and then evacuate now. It's amazing. So for that reason alone, it's worthwhile joining the Down Unders group just to see that video. It's a Facebook group. If you just look up the Down Unders, you'll find it. So there's one reference to the lyrebird. Last time I did this tour, we actually spotted a lyrebird in the undergrowth here. They're very shy. They blend in really well. And you really just have to listen for rustling in the undergrowth. And if you're lucky, you can see. It's literally called the Down Unders. Let me see. So I'm reluctant to post it in the Hago Voyagers group. I don't think it's welcomed to be sharing. Is anyone else a member? Renee, are you still there? Are you a member of the group and can share the link to the Down Unders group? Happy for you to do that if you wish. Or follow my channel and I'll post a link to it. I posted a QR code to it a few weeks ago, so you can scan. Hi, MM. Oh, no, I think our second little sculpture is going to be just along here, if I remember correctly. Is it here? Yes, here it is. Now, this is definitely one where you blink and you'll miss it. And this is a marsupial mouse. It's called a Dunart, D-U-N-A-R-T. And all these creatures that are depicted in this sculpture walk are local residents in the Blue Mountains. He's a little cutie. Tina, I'll try and find a way of getting it to you. Otherwise, I'll just post that video in Hago Voyages later. I don't want to be spamming Hago Voyages with private groups. I'm not sure that it's welcomed. Good morning.
Good morning.
So the second story of the three sisters goes something like, there was a man from the tribe went hunting every day, and he always used to take his three daughters with him to a safe place where he could leave them safely while he went hunting, to keep them safe from the bunyip in the valley. They were always instructed to stay quiet and stay out of sight until his return. But one day, the youngest of the three girls was frightened by a centipede that came out very close to her. So she threw a stone. Oh, thank you, Anne. Amazing. Thank you so much. So she threw a stone at the centipede, which woke the bunyip, and he came out and chased the girls, and they screamed. And the father came and he turned himself. He had his magician's staff stick with him. He turned himself into a lyrebird, and he turned the three girls into stone, and then he lured the bunyip away from the three girls, but he lost his magic stick in the chase. So that's that. I'm not very good at telling that story. I need to actually read that one again, but that's basically the nuts and bolts of it. So he lost his stick, the girls remained as stone, and he remains forever in the form of the lyrebird. So when you see the lyrebird scratching around in the undergrowth, he's looking for his magic stick. And here is a little blue-tongued lizard. So Tina, Ann's posted that link to the group. And the blue-tongued lizard, I also posted, I saw in the car park when we went to the rhododendron gardens, a blue-tongued lizard, and took a photo of it. But it wasn't one that I was familiar with. It's a different kind, and it's a different coloration. It's really quite stunning. Oh, do you? You're so lucky, Sandy. We used to have two at our place, but then when we moved to Sydney, we put tenants in the house. They had a dog, and we haven't seen a blue tongue since we've been back. We've been back 6 months now. And I can hear chomping. Oh, it's a white cockatoo. There it is. I thought we were going to get lucky and see the black cockatoo. We've got white cockatoos here. Sulphur-crested cockatoos is their correct common name. We're getting up to 52 minutes, so I better get a move on and get down to the Three Sisters, hadn't I? We have a little echidna to see first. So these sculptures are the creation of a litho artist by the name of Tim Johnman. And anyone who's been down to Manly and done the walk around to Shelley Beach. Thank you, Sandy. Anyone who's been for a walk down around to Shelley Beach will be familiar with the sculptures along that walk, with weedy sea dragons and gropers and octopus and the like. They are also creations by the same artist. Gosh, even with the extra 15 minutes I've given, I must have been dawdling on this walk. I feel like I've taken so long to get down here. Thank you all for staying with me. We haven't seen a lyrebird yet. We're keeping an eye out. So yes, join the group. We've tried to make it a place where not only all the Australian and New Zealand Hago guides can share. Anyone who's willing to join, of course. At the moment, we have Susanna and I manage the group. Who else is in there? Trish from New Zealand is there. Whiskey is there. I noticed that there's a new guide started up in Brisbane, but I'm yet to see any of their tours. I believe it's a couple. All right, what we have here is cicadas. It's not quite cicada season yet, but here we have them in sculpture form and at the different stages of their development as well. So here we have the nymph stage as it emerges from the ground, and then it ejects its outer casing, emerges from its outer casing, and then it becomes the winged form, which is this one up here. And my husband found one in the pool a couple of weeks ago. Which is not a great place for a cicada to be. They don't live long as it is. Hi Shona, hi Barbara, and hi Walter. Welcome everybody. Okay, here's a fairy wren. Let me see if I can get them. Do you see what I mean? They're so small, such an insignificant colour. They really blend in. And there's one just there on the tree root. And they're quick. Yeah, they don't stay still long. Really hard to try and catch. All right, so here we are. It's called a fairy wren. And there's different colorations of them. They were females or juveniles, the little brown ones, but the male has a most beautiful blue colouring, depending on whether it's we have the superb fairy wrens here. There's about, if you do yourself a favour and look it up, there are so many different varieties and they have the most stunning colours. And they're tiny, sweet little things, and they have lovely little chattery calls. They're very cute. So here we are. We can see we're a lot closer to the Three Sisters now. The third one is almost out of view behind the second one. And this is the first one just here. So there's Menai, Wimla, and Gunnydo is just tucked in around the other side. Hi, Lyle. Okay, we'll go down these steps and we'll be just about on top of the Three Sisters. Now, as I said, I'm not going to go down the really, really steep, narrow metal stairs. They're a little bit treacherous. Hi, Laureen. And here's where the Prince Henry Cliff Walk continues on. But we're going to the Three Sisters and Honeymoon Bridge. Well, not quite, almost. So we can follow that trail there. You can see that it's not a well-formed path, this one. But here's the archway that marks the entrance to the Three Sisters and Honeymoon Point. A lot of people down here. So which of those two stories do you think resonates with you best? Which one do you like the best? Okay.
Yes. He's been in Australia for 9 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Be careful. Be careful.
So this is the path down that we're not going to go down there. That's the one that's a bit treacherous.
No, it's fine. It's fine, honestly.
Not for me holding this thing. I need two hands to go down there. You too?
Ông có lấy mấy cái túi vô để chụp hình, thấy mấy cái túi không đẹp. Anh xách mấy túi qua giống như
Sorry. All right, so here we have, we're so close we can almost touch them. And if I lean over here, lean over this rail, and you can see, you can just make out the bridge down there. It's exposing, overexposing at the moment. Hold on, I'll see if I can get that to adjust. That might be better. Can you see the bridge there? And here we are, looking out across. So what did I miss? First one and second one. What was that? I'm not sure. I've missed something again. Oh, God, talking about. Am I vague today or what? Jeez, I asked you a question. You answered. I'm going, what are you talking about? Oh, my goodness. Alrighty. So, Mary Lou, you like the story with the father. His name, by the way, was Tyalgum. Tyalgum. I'm a goose. Just say it straight. I'm a goose. Noreen, you like the first one with the three sisters that fell in love with the three brothers from a neighbouring tribe. Joyce, you like the second one. I'm so sorry for being vague. I think I'm still recovering from a bit of a hay fever and throat and cough incident that I've been dealing with. Yeah, you see the bridge. Yeah, thank you, Joyce. I am... Yeah, anyway, all right, here we are. So we're overlooking the beautiful Jamison Valley. There are 5 valleys in the Blue Mountains. I see we just kicked over an hour, so I'll finish up soon. There are 5 valleys in the Blue Mountains. There's the Jamison Valley, which is what we're looking at here. There's the Gross Valley, which is over on the north side of the Blue Mountains. There's Megalong Valley, which is just to the west of here. There's the Kadumba Valley and Kanimbla Valley are 2 smaller valleys. What I want to highlight here, though, is the grass trees on top of the first sister. Jamison is, Joyce is spelled Jamieson. Jamison. M for Mary, Jam. They used to in earlier days, and it's prohibited now. I think they still try to, but no. And there's some more grass trees. That one there is quite lovely. Look at that one there. Alrighty, let me get back to zoom out. And I'm going to head back up the path to that last lookout we were standing at just before, and we'll finish up there. So, did we enjoy the tour? How did we go? Let me know if you were a first timer on this tour or a first timer with me. Thank you, Noreen. I appreciate it. Table and chairs on the sister. Scary stuff indeed. They must be mad. Do you know, I was researching, just before I finish up, I'll tell you, I was researching possibilities for other tours last night, and I looked at a place in Blackheath. It's called Hanging Rock. I'm just going to sit down. I'll turn the camera around in a second. Let me just get this bag off my shoulder. Okay. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Sin. Is it Sin? Yeah. Short for Cynthia, maybe. They look like it, don't they? Let me just turn around and look at those gum trees that Barbara's asking about. They are really beautiful. Grab my bag and walk over there. I'm not sure exactly which ones these are. Let me just do a vertical shot on it. 1, 2, 3. They're lovely. And there's another one here which is even more impressive. I'll just slowly come round to it. That one there. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, back to normal, and I'll go back and sit down and turn the camera around and we'll finish up. Those little fairy wrens are taunting me. I can see them flitting around, but they're far too quick to try and capture in the frame. Such teasers. Alrighty, so welcome everybody who hadn't joined me before, and thank you for joining me. If you haven't already done so and you'd like to see more of my tours, hit that follow button up the top and you'll get notifications of any new tours or any announcements I need to make. It is absolutely a beautiful place to be and to run tours from. I was just beginning to tell you about Hanging Rock though, and I was looking at images for Hanging Rock. There are some crazy people. I tell you, there are some crazy people. There is a chasm, which must be, I guess, about, I'm thinking probably only about half a metre, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it falls away hundreds of metres below, and they jump. They have to jump across the chasm to get out to the end of the point. I wouldn't be doing it. No way. I'm not doing it. Marie, my Facebook page is called Explore with Lynn, and the group that we run as a group of Australian and New Zealand guides is called the Down Unders, although I believe if you just look for Down Unders without the you probably have a better chance of finding it. And I'm just trying to think, the image, the banner image that you'll recognise it by has a picture of silo art on it. So the time here right now is about 9:30, just gone 9:30 in the morning. And if you scroll up in the chat, you'll find the link to the actual Facebook group. So the Facebook page is Explore with Lynn. Thank you, Karen. I really appreciate it. All right. And Sin, thanks for the follow. Barbara, thank you for the follow. And Edith, yes, beautiful, wonderful walking around here. And I plan to do as much as possible before we leave this area, because we will be leaving the area permanently once the house sells, which could be as soon as 2 months from now, I guess. Alrighty, thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. And my next tour is, the train is 2 days from now, as in the steam train tour. The scenic railway is on the 2nd of December, my time, I think. Just double check the calendar. If you go to the calendar in Hago and then just put Explore with Lynn in the guide box, filter it to Explore with Lynn, you'll see just my tours. And then you'll find it more easily that way. Tomorrow we're going to see scarecrows. So there's an amazing social enterprise called the Richmond Secret Garden, and they're having a scarecrow festival tomorrow. So that's where we'll be tomorrow morning, and hopefully I'll get to see you all there. All right. Thanks for joining me today, and I'm sorry I've gone so long over time. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.